All right. Good Monday, late morning to all of you who are joining us, whether you're joining us in this actual live stream or catching this as an on-demand video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here on this last Monday of October, just before Halloween. And for that reason, let me bring in my co-host into the conversation. Here we go. Hey, how are you?
Good. I didn't get a cheering section today.
No cheering section for you.
All right.
They're out there trying to get themselves set up for spooky Halloween trick-or-treating.
Yep. And I got I'm not using a tripod. I am wearing a busy pattern and off-centered logo behind me. So everything wrong. I'm doing it all wrong still. You sent me that tripod too. And
I did.
I took it out of the box and I put it together. And as you can see, everything's shaking right now. I'm moving the whole table.
Okay.
I put the tripod together and I tested it out. And I'm like, oh, this could come in handy. And then I forgot it at home. So. Yeah.
Or your kids kind of hijacked it from you, right? I think
they did take it. I found it. It was in the freezer. So that's
it was in the freezer.
I solved that mystery. They took it the first day that it arrived. I didn't even know it arrived at the house. Yeah. And the kids had it. And yeah, it was in the freezer.
Maybe your kids hijacked it from you because they thought, oh, Dad, we could use this for our TikTok dance. Video dance, right?
I mean, I feel like they already have all that stuff. I don't know why they would need it from me. So they were like, "Oh, Dad, your brand is like worst podcaster ever. So why do you need a tripod?"
So Jason, catch us up. Share with us what's new on your end since our last live stream conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we've been busy here at Remax Metropolitan. Doubled our agent count this month, so we're growing really fast. You know, guess what? People don't like paying junk fees, so they're coming here. So that's awesome. The market is it's a weird market.
Tell us why. Why is it a weird market?
There's a lot of uncertainty, I think, in general right now in the news and in life. Plus winter is coming, and I think that's reflected in kind of the attitudes of the both the buyers and the sellers out there. A lot of people who are just saying, I think I'm going to wait a little bit. I want to see what's going to happen. So we have a ton of stuff in works, but people want to hold off longer than they have in the past. We're seeing, you know, waiting periods go from a week and a half to 2 weeks to 2 months.
Yeah.
So a lot of folks doing that. I mean, that naturally comes a little bit with the holidays, but usually it doesn't drag it like a normal listing. When they come to us and say they want to list, it's anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. And then in the holidays, it might, but 2 months is a pretty long wait time. So that's usually people are doing that when they're not sure, than when they're uncertain. They want to kind of see what's going to happen. So, yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I think there's a lot of uncertainty and maybe fear out there with a segment of consumers, and And maybe for that reason, that's the outcome and the consequence of what you and I see.
Yeah.
Let's shift the conversation to this. Here's my first question to you. Have you personally ever renovated a property?
Yes.
Tell me about that. What did you renovate? Was it a small project, big?
No, I renovate mobile homes.
Okay.
So that's kind of a thing that I like to do. I have the more zeros are involved in a number, the lower my risk tolerance is. So mobile homes are good because you can get a 3-bed, 2-bath mobile double wide. They usually come on a chunk of land, a couple acres. If you get them out in the woods, and they're usually in pretty bad shape. You can gut them end to end, and redo everything brand new and make it look like a new city condo.
Yeah.
For about $15K. So I've done a lot of those.
All right.
Yeah.
What are your lessons learned that you would share with our audience as far as renovation? I'm curious to get your input to that.
As soon as your contractor starts to screw up, get rid of them and get a new one. Don't be married to your contractor. That's for sure.
In other words, have your A team, B team, and C team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Because there's it's just like your realtor. You want your realtor to be on point, and you want them to get things done in a timely fashion.
Right.
But a lot of times the contractors have other obligations. They get other jobs that might take priority. As soon as they start slacking, you got to grab somebody else. Because if you give them an inch, you'll never get a project done.
True.
That's just my own personal experience. So.
Sure. I'm right there with you. I think from my experience renovating a home, time is your biggest obstacle.
Yeah.
Right. You can't get, just like in life, you can't get time back. So if you are relying on contractor subs, sourcing materials for what you're trying to improve, you got to factor all of that in, and at the end of the day, you have to almost plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's better to be pleasantly surprised than to be utterly disappointed.
I like that. You should make a t-shirt that says that.
Yeah. So audience members, let me share with you, for those of you who are veterans who might want to consider renovating what I call an ugly duckling, what is it that you can renovate? What is it that you can actually finance into your acquisition of this ugly duckling? Or if you already own it, what can you finance, borrow additional money for? So here we go. So with that, let me load this visual aid up. Always the wrong one. My bad. My bad. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the one I wanted to bring up. In this visual aid, I don't know if you might be surprised by some of these stats. The useful life of a furnace is about 15 to 20 years. Have you ever had to replace a furnace, Jason?
Yep.
Yeah. Not cheap, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I know. I've had to do the same. Yeah. And then some of the other mechanicals include like central AC, water heater. I've had to replace a couple of those.
Yeah. Do you have you should get a tankless. Get a tankless water heater.
Yeah, I know. I've stayed traditional with a tank, with a full tank. And guess what? When I've had to replace it, it was always at the most unopportune time. It was in the dead of winter. We were about to go to a New Year's Eve party, and then boom, no hot water.
Yep. Sounds
and
right.
all of a sudden, your plans are thrown out the window. You got to reposition yourself, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, right, the cost of improving, putting on a new roof, also not inexpensive. So audience members, these are some of the things that you can absolutely include in what is called renovation financing of an existing property. So with that, let me bring us back together here.
That roof price is low. That was $6,900.
It is low. Trust me.
Low.
That is like it. That number was for a small Cape Cod.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, last roof we did was $15K. So
yeah, that's probably the average now. Not to mention, right now, cost of materials because of tariffs and otherwise.
Yep.
Move that figure upwards, right? Have you ever thought about or worked with a client that was thinking of, hey, let me build a new home? Talk to me about that.
I have not.
No? Okay.
No, not any veterans that have wanted to use their VA loan to buy. I mean, to build from the ground up. I've had a few that have bought new construction.
Okay.
They're the first ones in the home that's just been built. And they've been able to customize a few things at the tail end of the construction, but never from the ground up. So I know you've done a few of those though, right?
I've done those. So let me bring up as another visual aid, what is possible, right? And also the realistic cost of building a home. So take a look at this. And I'm going to zoom into this.
That is a pretty graphic.
Yeah, easy on the eyes, right?
Very nice.
All right.
Okay.
So here it goes. The cost of building a home. This is back just 1 year ago as a statistic. Take a look at some of these figures. The biggest one, I don't know if you're surprised by this, is interior finishes. Look at that figure, 6 figures, man.
Yeah, that's
Are
crazy.
you surprised?
I would have thought that systems would have been more expensive.
I would have thought so too, but it's running second and behind.
Are they rolling maybe the components for the systems into the finishes? Like the HVAC
maybe
the appliances and all that? Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. And then look at the figure. Look at the figure here down below when they total everything up. The average total construction cost is close to, $500,000.
Oh yeah, I buy that.
And then the selling price. This shouldn't surprise us, right?
Yeah.
Cost of new homes now is kind of on the uptick, unless you're building way out in the rural area. Yeah. So, veterans, all of you who are catching this as a live stream, this is certainly a possible solution for you, whether you own a piece of land or whether you intend to buy a piece of land and then build a brand new construction home that is suited to your needs. This is an absolute financing solution available to you. And it all comes with the inherent benefits of a VA loan, either little to no down payment, no PMI, and also the credit requirements to qualify for this is not unreasonable. So there you have it. There you have it. So as we do a short live stream today, Jason, anything else you'd like to add to this topic?
Yeah, a quick pop question for you. What if my my veteran buyer wants to buy a house that's maybe on the smaller side, like what we like to call grandma grandpa house, one of these older houses? Maybe it's just a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or a tiny little 1-story. They want to buy this thing for say $200K.
Yeah.
And they want to rehab it, but they also want to add on to it. I mean, is that something we can do too under the VA?
Absolutely. And that would fall into the middle of our topic today, which is a larger scale VA renovation solution, where they buy an existing resale property for its great location, right? That's always something, that's the biggest appeal. And because of the home in its existing resale state not fitting the needs of that buyer, that household, they want to add to it, they want to modernize it, absolutely. A VA renovation solution is what they should consider.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well,
with all that being said,
we didn't even practice that. You're that good.
We didn't even practice that. I know.
You're that good. That's amazing.
So, audience members, with all of that being said, how can you start a conversation with Jason, one of his brokers on his new team that's fast and growing? You heard that from him. All you need to do is simply scan the QR code that you see here, the one on the right for Jason. And along the way, should you need to dive in, get into the weeds in a conversation with me about how to actually finance the outcome that you really want, scan the QR code on the left. We'll both tag team and help you move to the next chapter of what you want to achieve. So, audience members, thank you for joining Jason and myself today, this last Monday in October, just before spooky Halloween. Music Posse, play us out. Let's go.